The Siberian wind, a relentless sculptor of the land and its people, whipped Lydon with his blonde hair across the face. The cheeks, already a permanent rosy hue from the elements, were a deeper crimson today, not from cold, but from the raw sting of her brother's latest prank. Little Boris, all of 5 years old and a whirlwind of impish energy, had managed to borrow their father's prizing fishing net and decorate the entire family yurt with it, transforming their cozy home into a tangled silken trap. Lydon mother caught the eye of her non-identical twin, Anya. Anya, the ever calmer of the two, held up 3 fingers. "This is typical, Boris." Lydon mother responded with the 2 fingers. "Agreed, what now?" The silent coded language, honed since infancy, was a comfort, a private world. It was the chaos of their little brother. Their mother, Elena, entered the yurt, her arms laden with fresh firewood. Her usually serene face, etched with the glint of gentle lines of a life lived close to nature, softened into a sigh as she took in the net-draped interior. "Boris!" she exclaimed, a note of amused exasperation in her voice. Boris, meanwhile, was giggling maniacally from beneath a particularly large leafing net, looking for all the world like a trapped but delighted fish. "Mama, he caught the sun," Lloyd mother declared, pointing dramatically at a ray of light filtering through a tear in the net, illuminating Boris's face. Anya, the ever-pragmatist, chimed in. "Also, Mama's best drying rack." Elena, though visibly tired, couldn't help but smile. She loved the children fiercely, her heart a vast, warm landscape, mirroring the endless Siberian plains outside. With a patient sigh, she began to untangle the net, the girls readily assisting, their small hands working deftly. They knew the drill. Boris's escapades were a frequent occurrence, ranging from hiding their father's tools in a snowdrift to teaching the reindeers to dance, which mostly involved standing bewildered while Boris toiled around them. As it were, a gust of wind rattled the yurt flap, and Elena shivered, pulling her shawl tighter. A flick of something unreadable crossed her face, a shadow that the girls had learned to associate with certain silences, certain glances shared between their parents. It was a feeling, not quite fear, but a deep-seated quietness that hinted at something vast and untold beneath the surface of their peaceful lives. Later that evening, after a hearty meal of stew, the fire crackled, casting dancing shadows on the yurt walls. Boris, finally exhausted, was curled up by the warmth, fast asleep. Lydon mother and Anya cuddled close to their mother, listening to the familiar night sounds, the howl of a distant wolf, the creak of the ancient timbers. Elena began to hum a lullaby, a melody as ancient as the tiger itself. Her eyes, however, were not on her sleeping son, but fixed on the flickering flames. "Girls," she began, her voice soft, almost a whisper, "there are some stories that the snow keeps buried for a long time." Lydon mother felt a prickle of her knees. Anya reached from her hand, a silent assurance. Elena took a deep breath. "My mother, your grandmother, she was not from this valley. She came very far away from a place where the sun sets differently and the trees are different." The twins exchanged a quick glance. Anya held up 5 fingers. "This is new." Lydon mother responded with 4. "Very new." "When she came here," Elena continued, her voice heavy with a profound ambivalence, "she carried a secret that protected us, but also separated us." Elena's gaze drifted to the opening of the yurt, as if searching for something in the darkness outside. "One day I will tell you everything, but not yet. Not until the time is right, when the snow melts and reveals what it has really hidden." Anya squeezed Lydon mother's hand, her 3 fingers this time. "We will be ready." Lydon mother nodded, a silent promise between them. The wind outside seemed to keen, a mournful sound that carried a weight of untold stories. The sisters, bound by their unique language and unshakable bond, knew that their mother's secret, like the vast Siberian landscape, held both beauty and the potential for a chill they couldn't yet fathom. But they also knew, with the fierce loyalty as twins, that whatever came, they would face it together, and the boundless wilds of the home was as strength as unyielding as the permafrost itself.